What's up, everybody? It's your boy Meme here for breakfast. I had, something. What I have? Stew and a banana. For lunch, I didn't really have lunch, but I did just have some strawberries. And for dinner, we're going to be having pizza. I'm just hanging out today. That's a crazy bird. I've been home alone. I woke up at 8 a.m. this morning. I've been home alone all day. I've been doing schoolwork, but I've also been doing some other things. Today's the last day of the quarter, so yeah, I'm very pensive right now. I work two jobs. I am currently hired by two companies right now, and one of them is a sandwich shop, and the other one is a sort of engineering consulting firm that my mom works for. And the thing I do is I help a carpenter build fluid dynamics models, like hydrologic models, you know. And for the past few weeks, maybe month, I haven't worked at the engineering job because I've been focusing on schoolwork. Ever since I got my wisdom teeth removed, I've been pretty behind, and you know, I wasn't working. I just couldn't afford to like spend like 3 days out of the 7 days of the week working, because it was like for real a lot of schoolwork I had to do and a lot of schoolwork I had to catch up on. And luckily, you know, I think that was a good decision because I don't have that much more schoolwork to do today before the end of the quarter. But it's strange because, you know, the quarter's ending and I had the opportunity to work there again at this engineering firm, but now I'm not sure. I'm gonna close my window. But now I'm not sure if I want to, which sucks. I really like this guy I work with, this carpenter. He's late 50s, maybe in his 60s. I don't think that's true. I think he's like in his late 50s. He could be in his 60s. And he's a very knowledgeable fellow. Like he you know, he's worked on ships, he's built houses, he's done a whole bunch of things, and he's like very qualified. Like he's the main guy who builds models for this engineering firm. Of course he's qualified, right? But he's like smart. And I like working with him, and he's funny. And the thing that sucks is that at this, and okay, keep in mind I live in Seattle, Washington, and I'm very lucky to have these wages, especially considering I don't have that many monthly expenses. I still live with my parents, but you know, this is just the fact of the matter. So at the engineering consulting firm, I get paid $22 an hour, but at the sandwich shop, after tips, after tax, I'm getting paid a little over $24 an hour. And this is like spring wages. This isn't even like summer wages, you know? So I'm gonna be paid more in the summer, which is crazy because my sandwich job is way, way, way easier. I just take orders, I talk to people, I have almost no, it causes almost no distress in my life, and it's very easy. It's a very easy job. And it's crazy that after tax on both wages, I'm getting paid almost $3 more an hour to work at this sandwich shop. It's crazy to me considering the effort I exert. And I know, you know, we don't live in a economy based on the labor theory of value, right? But it's strange. Like I work so hard at this engineering consulting job, and it's a shame that it just makes more sense on paper to work at this sandwich job all the time, right? Another thing is that this engineering consulting job is very distressing. My boss, the carpenter, doesn't mean to make it distressing at all, and he's almost never the reason why it's distressing. But I find myself playing a lot of tricks on my mind, and I don't know why I do this. This is something I just have to work on. I see myself playing a lot of tricks on my mind, where I set these unrealistic expectations for myself, and by the time my mom and I are driving home, I'm very, very, very distraught. It really, like, messes me up on how I didn't meet these expectations that I set for myself. It's always fine, is the thing. The thing is that it's always fine. But I let it really freak me out. And I think that's just something I have to work on. A really nice thing about working at this engineering consulting job is it teaches me a lot of practical skills. You know, I know how to use a lot of tools now. I know, like, you know, I'm rather proficient in, like, you know, building some small things. Like, I know how to do things, and I know how things work, you know. And the more I work there, the more I know how to drive a forklift, you know. I'm certified. And the more I work there, the more things I'll know how to do, you know. Yeah, the more I work there, the more things I'll know how to do. And so, I don't know. I have the option to work there tomorrow. I don't think I'm going to. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to work there tomorrow because I'm going to be staying up rather late tonight. Just finishing up schoolwork later than normal. I think I'm going to be going to bed earlier than I did last night and the night before, but I'm still going to be going to bed a little later than normal. And I can come into work whenever I'm not working at my sandwich job anytime next week. So that's, you know, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, just whenever I'm not working at my sandwich job, which is probably going to be a couple days out of the week. Yeah, so I think I'm not gonna, the thing that's freaking me out is I'm worried that I want to quit, because I do want to quit this engineering consulting job, but I know that it's teaching me, you know, a lot of skills. It doesn't pay me as well as my sandwich job, but I work hard, and I just worry that it's like subconsciously, it's just my brain not wanting to work hard, you know? On my own, I sort of independently do a lot of brain work, but of course, one's mind is inherently sort of adverse to physical exertion, you know? And I think that maybe that has something to do with it. And I hate to have this like delaying mindset, like, oh, I'll come into work next week, you know? I'm very, you know, I'm very lucky to have the sort of flexible schedule I do, and I'm very, you know, grateful for that. But it just makes me wonder. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna quit. I think I'm gonna come in next week, like quite a bit, a couple of days, and I'm not gonna let it freak me out, because I let me freak myself out, and I just need to be more confident. I need to be more comfortable with, I just need to be more comfortable with the environment. It's weird. It's a weird job, you know, because the stuff you do, it just varies so much, and sometimes the expectations I feel are very high, and sometimes they aren't that high at all, you know? Like some days, like you come in and you don't know if today's gonna be really easy or really difficult, you know? And I you know, I feel like there's some difficulty in that dissonance, one could say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be finishing up my schoolwork now. And yeah, I hope everybody has a good day. Okay, talking through this sort of solidified my thoughts. I think things are going okay.